Hello, welcome back. Today I am working on cleaning up this area. So it was probably last year or the year before. My kids and I were getting into doing movie nights on Saturdays. And during the winter, we like hot chocolate and s'mores. And so I set up this little hot chocolate bar and we put all of our s'mores stuff on there and all the hot chocolate stuff. And it was just like a shelf that I had. I can't remember where we pulled this out of. I feel like somebody was using it for something, and then when they were done using it, I snagged it to do this hot chocolate area. And then since then, I've been looking mostly on Facebook, here and there, like at Home Depot and Lowe's and stuff, checking at Walmart. I guess I've been looking all over for like a coffee bar kind of thing, and I wanted something about counter height, and I had a vision in my head of what I wanted. I wanted it to have cabinets and have a few drawers and be big enough for the appliances that I'd like to keep and house all of the components for the coffee and the hot chocolate and the s'more stuff. So after quite a while of looking, I don't know if I looked for quite a year, but I definitely looked for more than 6 months. I finally decided to just find one on Amazon and pull the trigger and buy it. It's always a crapshoot with Amazon stuff because you don't know if it's going to be good quality, and by the time you put it together, then how do you send it back? And it was not something that I preferred to do, but I looked for quite a while to find one that was solid and wood and whatever. So I did end up ordering it on Amazon. It was exactly what I was envisioning. And so I think it was, I don't know, $100 or something. And so we had to get that ordered. My husband put it together. It did come broken, which was annoying. And he contacted the company and they made it right, which was great. But, that's just part of the game, I guess, when you order stuff online, whatever. I also ordered this little side thing. So this is a refrigerator holder. As you know, I talk about it all the time. We are working on another house. We're doing construction on it, repairing things, whatever. And we keep a little mini fridge over there that we got from my brother-in-law. And I was planning on, once that house is finished, bringing the little fridge here to this house so that we could keep creamer in it for the coffee, because I want this to be like an all-inclusive coffee bar so my husband doesn't have to bounce around from here to there getting all the stuff for his coffee. So that's my plan for this. And that little side thing with the drawers will have a fridge on it eventually, but we're not going to buy another fridge to put here when we already have one, but we're using it over there. So it is what it is right now. So that's sitting there. I grabbed that right away to make sure the space was good. Plus it was, I think it had some sort of sale or something. I don't know. And then I picked up this little, I don't even know what it would be called, like a sideboard or something, but it was really pretty. It's got, the doors and the drawers, and I like the gray, and it just was exactly what I was picturing. I measured everything out before I ordered it, and he got it set up and we started getting everything together. I cleared off, actually went through that shelf where there was coffee cups and stuff, and I decluttered that and took out the coffee mugs that we just don't use, which my husband collects coffee mugs, so I couldn't get rid of a ton of them, but I did get rid of a couple of them that I know that he never uses and doesn't really care for. So that was good. Got that cleaned up and got it organized. We did leave the coffee cups over there at this point just because there wasn't space, and there's not like a solid wall behind this coffee bar for me to hang the mugs on, which would have been a better situation, I guess. But that's okay. It's not a big deal. And then let's see what we did. So you'll see at the end how I set everything up. But this, because I pre-measured it, had the perfect amount of space for the coffee pot. And then I've got a little iced coffee pot, which I don't use very often, but once in a while I do. I put my little tea carousel on there. We've got all the hot chocolate stuff, all of the marshmallows and packets and sprinkles and all the junk we use for that, cocoa bombs. And then I put the s'more stuff in that little refrigerator stand. And this all just came out super cute. I'm so happy with how everything turned out. And I think that it was a good decision to buy this piece of furniture. Even though it came broken, we did get it fixed and whatever. So it was worth the money. And I really like it. So what I've been wanting to do for a long time is set up a coffee bar, because my husband's an avid coffee drinker. And I was sick of having the coffee pot on my counter all the time. So I just really like having a designated space for all this. And as I was doing this, you're going to hear in a minute, like he was talking about this coffee that some sort of animal eats the bean and then they retrieve the bean after the animal is done with it and then brew it into coffee. Like, I was just appalled hearing this. So now you get to hear it. Isn't that fun? I'm not drinking that. I'm sorry. I have standards. I am not putting that in my body.
What is the difference between using cow fertilizer on crops to make them grow better?
You wash it off?
No. The beans are washed.
The beans are washed?
Yeah.
It didn't.
The cherries go through the digestive tract and then they are cleaned and roasted.
The cherries?
Yes.
What cherries?
The coffee cherries. That's what coffee beans are. They're not actually a bean, it's a cherry.
What?
Yep.
What?
Yep. So the civets eat the ripest berries, and something about their digestive tract breaks down the protein and enzymes and gets rid of all of the bitterness. All of it.
No, you know what? I don't know if I could live with myself if I enjoyed that.
That's kind of how I feel, but I've gotten to it.
Like,
everybody on
that
my
would change me as a human.
All of my electricians drink coffee, and we have to know. There's 5 of us, so if it's $10 for a cup of coffee, you know what? We're not that far off from Starbucks.
That's why we don't go to Starbucks. He is dead set on trying that stuff. I am completely uninterested. I don't know how people as a species decide, hey, I'm going to take that came out of the back of an animal and brew it and drink the liquid. Like, who comes up with this stuff? Seriously, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, were they feeding these to a whole bunch of animals and trying it all to see what tasted good? How do you find out that running these coffee beans through that particular animal's digestive tract makes good coffee? I'm like, seriously, who tests this stuff? Who thinks of this? Who sits there and says, yeah, this is a good idea? Because that's weird, and I'm not interested in trying it. So if anybody's tried it, let me know. It's probably delicious, but I don't think I can do that. That just sounds like something that I don't want to do. So my husband's on his own with that. If he ever does get a hold of some and try it, I'd be happy to let you know what he says. He's probably going to tell me it's delicious, but at however much he was saying it costs, he's probably going to drink it once and never drink it again, and then I'll have to hear about it the rest of our lives. So I'm just uninterested in this whole situation. Anywho, this is that shelf that I was just telling you about that we were just putting coffee mugs up here, and I put that riser thing because there's so many coffee mugs. I had a plan for the decorative coffee mugs to hang them above our cabinets on like little hooks so you can see them and actually enjoy them. But I haven't done that yet, so I'm getting to it. It's all on the list. Everything takes forever. So eventually, when I do hang up the coffee mugs, that's where they'll go, and then maybe these shelves will be obsolete. I might end up moving the coffee bar to a different space, and then there'd be a wall behind it so we could hang the rest of the coffee mugs that actually get used on the regular. I'm not really sure how it'll go, but for right now, these shelves are still being utilized for coffee mugs, and that's just fine. It's working out fine. My husband was a little annoyed at first, having to walk and get a cup and then walk to the fridge for the creamer and then walk over here and make his coffee. And whatever. He's over it now. He's not complaining to me very much, so I guess it's fine. I don't really care. But I think it's working out great. I actually just the other day bought myself a tiny coffee pot. It's like 4 cups. And it's just so cute. It makes enough just for my little cup. My husband likes really dark roasted coffee, and that's okay. And I used to drink that with him. We had no issue with it, and we just share a pot of coffee. And I'm like 1 cup a day. If that, if I drink it, I'll drink a cup, but I don't drink it every day. But now I don't use creamer so much anymore. And the creamer really helped with knocking down some of that dark roast. And so because I'm not drinking the creamer, I can't handle the real dark coffee. So I bought myself this little mini coffee pot, and I just make my own little cup of coffee in there. And then I don't have to complain to him that he's making it too strong and whatever. And then he complains to me that I make it too weak. So, but it fit right on this coffee bar, and I'm so happy about it because it gets my counters cleared off. And I just really like it. I think that it all turned out really nice.
This is really cute, Mama. I like how the coffee has like swirls, and then you have the coffee clock above it.
Yeah. I think I'll go get a close-up of that clock for you. It's like a coffee-colored center on the clock, and then there's coffee beans around the outside, and I think they move around. Maybe they're resined in. I'm not sure. But I bought that for my husband like several years ago, probably 6 years ago for his birthday, because I thought it was so cool. And I always wanted to have a coffee bar for him and myself, obviously. But, with him in mind, I wanted to set this up. And so I bought him this clock, and we've just been hanging on to it. And since I've been decluttering everything, I found this clock, and I'm like, oh, that's going to be perfect when we set up the coffee bar. And it is. So I'm super happy about that. I'll get a clip of it. Some of this stuff, like I have that tea container that's on there with the wooden top, and it's kind of iridescent. So a couple summers ago, I was making tea like crazy, and I would just keep that thing filled all the time. Now I don't do that, but I want to do it again. So I just held on to it. It fits down in the cabinet, so it's not in the way. But I just think that this all turned out really nice. I'll give you a tour of it in just a second here, and then you can see how it turned out for yourself. And then eventually we will put the fridge here and possibly bring some of the coffee mugs over here, but that's a problem for future us. This is how our coffee bar drink station ended up looking. So this is for a future refrigerator. There's our beautiful sign there. So I measured this out so that a small fridge will fit on there, so we can put like creamer and, I don't know, drink related things. This is a s'mores drawer because my cats eat the marshmallows, so I needed a place to put them where they weren't accessible to the cats. And then down here we've just been throwing, hey, I was looking for those. And we've just been throwing the graham crackers. And then we've got the extra coffee and filters in here. I've got my cold brew thing and this is a grinder. I keep some instant coffee for like, I don't know, cold drinks or whatever. Actually, I gotta get more coffee. I didn't realize we were almost out. And then this turned out nice. I did have to take the shelf out of here. It looks like it's broken. We've just got that. Sometimes I like to make like cold tea in there, and then all the milk straws, and this is for coffee grounds. If you grind them and you have extra, you can put it in there. And then these are just our little special cups. These are like for hot chocolate. These are just we use these for hot chocolate too. And then my daughter's little teacups I found when I was decluttering somewhere downstairs maybe. This one's got teas and extra coffee. This one's got a whole bunch of like different types of tea. This is some boba stuff. What is that? Chai tea. This has our frother, which is kind of crappy. I think I'd like to get a nice one, but that's all we got for now. I threw my gum in there. This is a dry creamer, just in case we need it. I don't know. This was for my iced coffee machine. I just threw that in there. Extra coffee. And then in here, I've got all of my marshmallows for hot chocolate. They are dehydrated. They're so good. They're like the best thing ever. What's back there? Oh, more marshmallows. I gotta put those in the other container. And then down here's our little hot chocolate zone. So we've got sprinkles and hot chocolate. There's some stuff back there to make cocoa bombs. And then these are just like different flavors. Like just weird ones I picked up. These are for a Keurig, but we'll just dump them into a cup. It's not a big deal. So that's our little like cocoa station on this side. And then up here, I usually have this filled with the little drink packets that the kids can use, but I'm out. Here's my little tea spinny thing that I love. This is like drink packets for the older ones, like my husband and my daughter if they want them. And then these things, nobody uses them. I'll probably end up throwing those out, but it's whatever. These are a couple little things that my kiddos made. So they just live up here. And then I got a little change jar. I've got my Tirani that I don't use very often, but it's there if I need it. Cold coffee machine and the hot coffee. This I'm actually sending back. I got this mat and we really liked it. But then I got this one. It said it was black marble, but it's so light it looks dirty like from across the room. So I'm going to send this back and just get a plain black one so it blends in with everything. But I'm super happy with it. The cats like it too, so. Oh, and they have their little drink station down there, so. There we go. I really love it. It turned out great. Thanks for hanging out with me while I got this all set up. And if you want to check out some more videos, I'll pop a few more up for you to watch between now and my next upload. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do that so we can hang out again. I will see you next time. Bye.